All right. So me and Lil Bit, we locked in, which was convenient for me because she was from the west side, somewhere ducked off on Chala Avenue somewhere. It was good for me because we had two spots that was on the west side, one on Jefferson and one somewhere on the back street over there on Brown, somewhere on Brown Street somewhere. So it was good. All right. So unfortunately, y'all know I got knocked off in King Street, South Carolina in 91. So I told y'all just before I went to King Street, my auntie boyfriend, who was a Cuban, he was in Club Fed doing the bid, but he was at the door. So when I went to King Street, he gave my auntie word, tell Cal, to chill, stick to the New York script, because when I come home, everything gonna be back how it was. All right, so when I do get knocked off in King Street, South Carolina, one of the first things I do is I want to call my cousin Kat, because I know she could hold her water, and as long as she know that I'm jammed up in Carolina, everything gonna be all right. So I jump on the pipe in the county in Carolina, and I call Kat, because I know certain times of the night, she gonna be on the phone caked up with her boyfriend, which was my dog at the time, Mimi. So when I do call the crib, to my surprise, my auntie boyfriend, the Cuban, he pick up the horn. He accept the collect call. Then he go to, speaking in broken English. And then he put my auntie on the phone. So when my auntie pick up the phone, the first thing I hear in the background is Your Smile from Renee and Angela. Off the rip, I knew it was some money floating around. Because whenever my auntie used to be playing that, it used to be a whole lot of bread circulating. So she get on the phone. She tell me, you already hear what's playing in the background. You already know what it is. Go ahead, get through that. Jump up out that shit. Come home, everything gonna be all right. Okay. So eventually that whole King Street, South Carolina shit blow by. And if y'all ain't up to date on that, go back and look at those videos. Y'all go like them shits. All right. I jump from King Street. I go to the crib, chill out down there. And then after a little minute, I make my way back to Rochester, New York. Me and my nigga, we have a sit down. And we go over the book, we go over the numbers. So during this conversation, I kind of realized that all the dreams a nigga shared when we were just before we took off to Rochester, them shits kind of turned to nightmares. Okay. So I'm going to go deposit that fuck shit, and I'm going to withdraw it at a later date and time. Because during this time, I got my god uncle on retainer. A straight beast. He was the reason that a lot of the funeral homes down in the crib was able to keep their lights on. That was his slogan. Okay. So eventually, me and Lil Bit, we locked back in. Now I told y'all she had a side nigga that had a whole family somewhere on the east side. But it was safe to say, everybody was, fishing in the same pond back in those days. That's what it was. Now, everybody in the mob had definitely a starting lineup when it came to hoes, and then we had a lot of hoes coming off the bench. Now, the few hoes who I had coming off the bench, a nigga a slide through and, knock them down every now and then. Not so much like me and a little bit, because me and her, we was good. Now, unbeknownst to me, a lot of hoes that was coming off the bench, they kind of really was feeling some type of way about a nigga not really putting in a whole lot of time with them. Like I say, it wasn't enough hours in a day for a nigga to get around like that. Especially me. I wasn't on the town like that. And it was easy to see when I do be on the town that I lock in with a little bit. Okay, always tell y'all about the two females that was down with us from day one, who will always give us the scoop, who always was down with the mob, and they really kind of went against the grain for us. They was really fucking with the Miami boys. So every now and then they'll kind of like really, they'll slide through and they'll, let us know what's going on in the town. Okay. To our surprise, it's a few niggas in the town that's kind of, they want to test the waters. They was kind of thinking about laying on a nigga. And these niggas was like so-called robbers on the town. They from off the west side, I think. And it was crazy to us because, fucking with us, definitely at that time was kind of like suicidal. Now, every now and then I told y'all we'll be throwing big functions, throwing big parties because there wasn't a whole lot to do in the town. And we'll rent out certain venues and this, that, and the third. And one of the spots we always used to rent out was called the Red Wing Plaza. Like always, we used to bring the whole city out. So one particular night, we got Red Wing is jumping. That shit wall to wall in there. Parking lot, stupid outside. It's swole on the inside. Now, the two little chicks that always was down with us, they'll come and they'll show love. Everything we did, they'll come and they'll show love. So this particular night, they happen to be in the building. And they tell me and my dog that, hey, them so-called robbers from off the west side, they're in the building. Okay. Nice to know. All right. But we don't know how these niggas look. So they show us the niggas from afar. Okay. Now, unbeknownst to these niggas and everybody else, TY is in the building also. One thing about Y, like I always told y'all on the other videos, TY will always be in the building before us. Wherever we went, I don't give a fuck if we was in Boston, if we took a trip to New York City. I don't care where we went. It could be in Buffalo. TY always go get to the spot before we do. And this particular night, like always, he was in the building. He was in Red Wing, but he was ducked off in the cut. So now TY, he know how these niggas look. And it's maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 4 niggas at that was in there. So TY just checking them out to where he couldn't, he couldn't take it no more. So he stepped to the niggas. Now, these niggas ain't look like robbers. These niggas like some average New York locals. You get what I'm saying? But, the word was, these niggas was on that. So TY stepped to the niggas. Now, TY was a big nigga. Tall, diesel, cut all up. So TY was towering over the niggas, had to look up at TY. So TY asked them, man, you niggas all right? Just like that. So the nigga was like, oh yeah, son, yeah, man, we just here, man, just enjoying, the party and, trying to maybe go home with some honeys or whatever, some of that New York shit they said. So TY was like, okay, but I noticed y'all kind of, peeping those 2 niggas out right there. Cause like I always say, whenever we threw something, it was easy to see who the 2 niggas were behind the machine. Always. So me and my dog, we kind of on stage, but we in the cut, but we locked in at the hip and we just looking at the whole crowd. So it was easy to see, we was them niggas. So TY said, okay, but I see y'all, kind of locked in on those 2 guys right there. Y'all know them? I mean, y'all all right? Is it a problem? So now they kind of see what kind of type of time TY on. So they tell Y, oh, nah, son, man, we almost know those guys, man. We just here, man, having a good time, man. We heard that it was a big party going on. We just here to have a good time. So TY tell niggas just like this, all right, but let me let y'all know. whatever y'all got on y'all mind, the shit is not going to end well. I just want y'all to know that. So T walked off, went back to where he was at, which was a few feet from them because he was behind them the whole time and they ain't much notice. But he went back there so they can get a clear view of where he was at, and he was just sitting there and he was just chilling. Okay, so after maybe 10 or 15 minutes, them niggas kind of figured out this shit here is suicidal. So they shook the spot and they left. So T.Y. come and let us know, what it was. So now all the while, me especially, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck these so-called robbers know who a nigga is, because I don't be on the town like that. I can't put this shit together to save my life. Because I'm like all my other niggas that was down with the mob, they wouldn't go home, but I would go home. So I was like, how the fuck these niggas know who I am? I know who I look. Know, what I look like. Okay. So me and Lil Bit, we good, we locked in. But like I always say, it's never enough hours in a day for a nigga to compensate or really slide with all the hoes that was coming off the bench. And a lot of them, they was kind of feeling some kind of way about that shit. Okay. So unbeknownst to me, one hoe that was coming off the bench, she knew Lil Bit side nigga. Now the side nigga I told y'all, this nigga was doing the bid up in Elmira. So my hoe that was coming off the bench, she knew the nigga. She was down with the nigga and all his little, comrades that was still on the street. So this whole, into her feelings so deep, she tell a nigga that's left on the street, oh, this nigga think he got something. All the while, his side bitch is fucking with that Miami boy. Which was a surprise to me, because this nigga, like I said, this nigga had like a whole family. The side nigga had like a whole family on the east side. This nigga had kids, a living hoe and everything. So I'm saying to myself, why this shit is such a big deal? Nigga, you got a whole family over there. Nigga, okay, we busting a little bit together. Okay, then let it be. You know what I'm saying? What a problem at? You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a problem. My little hoe coming off the bench, she tell a nigga friend, the nigga's friends relate the message back to this nigga who was up in Elmira. Okay. But the niggas on the street, they don't know how I look, because I don't be on the town like that. So it's safe to say, every time the town throws something, they know Heavy Lace, we gonna be in the building, but it can never catch up with me. They don't know how I look, because I'm never there. I was always put up, definitely still following the blueprint that Midnight gave me back in 86. Quiet money is the best money. So I was always ducked off. Okay. So now, the nigga in Elmira, the side nigga, he's sending word back to his niggas on the street to, see what's up with me. Kind of check my temperature, so to speak. All right. Now, these so-called niggas, they from off the west side also. And they was getting a little change. Not equivalent to what we were doing. We were doing, ridiculous numbers, especially in 92. But they was getting a little change over there. They was all right. But they was from off the west side. So now, I always tell y'all that the two little hoes that was down with us, you know what I'm saying, they will always participate and show love to everything that we was doing. So naturally, when they throw something, we go always return the favor. So one particular weekend, they tell us, they come through, they fuck with us, they chill. They tell us they thinking about throwing a big party. They definitely want me to be in the building because, Lil Bit, who I was fucking with, she was cool with the girl that was throwing the party. So she telling me, Cal, man, please make it your business to be in Rochester. I really want you, there. Okay, I make that happen. Now, I always tell y'all about Killa Black. Contrary to what the mob thought or what the streets thought, Black always had my best interest ever since we were jits. One thing about Black, if he go and get knocked off for some, for some light, like maybe travel with no license or anything, get caught with a joint or whatever, he may go and do sit a few days or whatever. But he always have his ear to the street, whether he locked up or whether he on the street. He always have his ear to the street. And later on down the line, I'm gonna do a whole spiel on how he kind of saved me in the tail end when he kind of really gave us the game on the fuck ass Italian and all that fuck shit, and kind of let us know that them crackers was coming. That was years later, but that goes to show y'all how he always had my best interest. He was always telling me, look, cuz, stick to the blueprint. Them other niggas, they don't really see it coming, but to stick to the blueprint. And he was always check on me. If me and Black go a week without talking, because I may be in Carolina, I may be in Jayville or Georgia somewhere, he will always beat me and ask me, look, cuz, where you at? You all right? I'm just checking in with you. He always did that year after year after year. All right. So now, our little friends, this big party is coming up. Now, this way get real crazy at. Now, I don't smoke. I don't drink. Never did that, even back in the Gap. That's just some shit Midnight always told us. Always told us, man, whatever y'all do, man, don't go up the road and don't go up the road on some junkie shit. He said, because, man, one thing about them out-of-town niggas, it's like a trophy for them niggas when they kill a Miami boy. He will always tell us that. Always be on your shit when you go somewhere. Don't get them niggas nothing to run with. So I always stuck with that. Now, this particular party come up. Now, I really don't go out like that. Never did. I almost drink like that. I almost definitely don't smoke. Never did. That shit ain't really in my DNA. So I wait till the last minute and I slide through to the party. Now, the mob don't go out this night. It's just probably me and my dog and maybe 2 other people. Why not there? T.Y. ain't go out with us that night. I don't think now one was there. I'm thinking maybe my nigga Tusi was there. Maybe Majo. It was a few of us. I almost think Dredden was in the building. My niggas that was off Hudson from out of Lodgman. I almost think they was in the building. It's maybe 4 or 5 of us. Now, out of all of us, me and my dog, we the only one don't drink and smoke. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. Now, Toos and the rest of them that was with us, they maybe was smoking some lace. I know it was lace. It smelled like people was on the plane. I know they were smoking lace. So we outside. We not in the party, but we standing right there on the sidewalk. So as we right there and they blowing, I'm thinking maybe I'll probably call the contact. And I do some shit that was really out of character, that was really never me. So as we standing on the sidewalk, the sidewalk swole now. The party definitely jumping in the inside because at this particular time, the party was somewhere on Lake Avenue. Maybe by Nick Tahou's home of the garbage play. It was somewhere in that area. But the sidewalk was jumping, was flooded. So we go on the party and then we come out because we want to even dress for the occasion. Because I felt comfortable, like, knowing that, because wherever we went, we usually be mobbed up. And then what we used to wear, people kind of already knew, okay, that's the Miami boys. We were just different in everything that we did. So we go on a party, we come back outside, we stand on the sidewalk. Now me, I really think, okay, nobody know who the fuck I am. I'm good. I'm Cab. I'm put up. Like, I don't be on the town like that. So as them niggas blowing, some kind of way I'm thinking maybe I catch a contact. Because I proceed to say, now it was some niggas standing on the side of us. It was niggas everywhere, hoes and niggas everywhere. But it was like maybe 7, 8 niggas that's on the side of us. And I proceed to say, I tell my dog them, and I almost say it a lot. I'm just kind of speaking amongst us, but I tell them,